Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Ben and Boz Microsoft Excel video tutorial series. You know what that sound means, Ben?
It's go time?
It means we're up to the final video.
Oh no,
This is where it all
already?
started a long time ago, but we're up to lesson 12, man.
It's been a good run.
It has.
Let's finish strong.
All right, well, we're going to get into it, but I need that thing to stop. Can you make that thing stop, Ben?
Alexa, stop.
Whoa, that Alexa, that's crazy.
Wow, man, it's technology. Like Excel.
It is. But, all right, we'll go ahead and get into it now. So today in this final lesson, what we are trying to show you is we're going to understand how to format numbers. We're going to use commas, currency signs, percentages, decimal points. We're going to learn how to shade cells using both the fill feature and conditional formatting, and also the if function, one of my favorites.
Yeah, those are some good overall broad goals. More specifically, we're going to learn how to put things into currency format and in comma format just through using shortcuts as opposed to using our mouse. And I should say percentage format as well. We're going to increase and decrease a decimal using some hotkeys. And we're going to learn if statements. These are huge. Learning how to do if statements is a big deal. We're going to finish up with a little conditional formatting. Don't have a shortcut for you, but we'll still show you how to use it. Should we jump in?
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing, the framework here, is we've got the Home Depot's financial statements, kind of a condensed version from Yahoo Finance for the past 3 years, and we're going to compute several ratios for them. A lot of that's already going to be pre-done for you. We don't need to go through all the ratios, but we're going to show you how we can use these features doing some ratios here.
Let's do it.
All right.
Surprised you're skipping ratios, but let's keep rolling.
I'd love to make this an hour video, but you could go to the podcast or for that or something. Well, Ben, look at that to start off with. That looks kind of crummy, doesn't it? Just that little format there.
It looks sloppy, a little bit hasty. Maybe it's hard to see when you get into millions without having. I don't know. What are those even? Is it?
I don't know.
Is it a percentage? Is it a dollar? Is it a
dollar? Throw in some dollar. Throw in some dollar signs
for
all
four of them,
if you would. Yeah, if you could just do it. So you highlighted them all, just kind of with a shift and down arrow key, and then a right arrow key to highlight them all.
We're pros by now. We got this down.
Yep.
And the slow way is just using the mouse, navigating up to the dollar sign here.
Yep.
And you can do that. But
if you want to be slow,
the much faster way is to do the control, the shift, and the dollar sign or number 4 on your keypads all at once, and boom, there you go.
Yep,
you got it.
Yeah, so at least we can understand a little bit better now. We can see that these are in millions, so they've got 94 billion of revenue as an example in the most recent year. Now, the only edit I think I want to make is if we look at the other information on this file. We don't have dollar signs with all of it. I mean, that gets a little clunky once we know it's in dollars. We don't always have to do it.
That's what I see in practice as well. Usually we just have a comma, right?
Yeah, if we know. Yeah, so let's change that to commas, and then let's also get rid of the decimals as well.
Ooh, all right. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do the commas.
The comma one first. All right, so again, just like it was Control-Shift dollar sign to change it to dollars, we're going to do Control-Shift, not hit the comma, but hit number 1, or the exclamation point. And that's going to change it to commas for us. Exact same thing, just gets rid of the dollar sign. Default is to have 2 decimals added on. A lot of times, especially when you're dealing with large numbers, you don't care about the decimals. It's not, or if you're dealing with estimates, right? You don't care, so you want to get rid of that. Now, the slow way to get rid of these decimals, if you take your mouse, navigate up to the top here, and you can just click on this one for decrease or this one for increase. But I don't want to do that. Do you want to do that?
Honestly, sometimes I still do. So this is
I do that quite a bit.
This is one of the shortcuts, and it's going to be Alt H9. So just type in Alt, then H, then 9.
Yeah, you don't have to hit them all at once. So you see, Alt takes me to this part up here. If I want to do Home or Insert or Draw, I'll do H because it's on the Home tab. And then if I want to decrease the decimal, I would do a 9.
And then do it one more time and do it a little quicker. Alt H9. So, I mean, that is the shortcut. Do it. If you wanted to expand
I want to go the other way?
Yeah, Alt H0 actually puts a decimal in there.
Alt H0.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So, to me, those aren't super duper shortcuts. So this is one time where I still do use the mouse and go up time. Sometimes I do this one back and forth. But
and there was that crazy noise making machine earlier too.
that crazy Alexa thing.
Technology these days. I'll tell you what. But,
totally.
Sometimes you do use that. Or on mine, you can actually see. I have a different hotkey for decrease decimal up here, where I would just do Alt and then the 8 key. But
we haven't taught them that. It's another series for another time.
This isn't it. This isn't the final countdown.
That's right. Go down a cell and let's compute our percentage now. We're just trying to compute our increase in revenues amongst those 2 years, if you would. So if we're looking at the increase in revenues, what we did in this cell right here, we're trying to just make this simple for the audience, is that's actually the change in revenue from
2018 minus 2017.
Yep, 2017.
So revenue increased $6,300.
Yep.
And then in 2017, revenue increased $6,000.
The increase from 16 to 17, and you always divide it by the base. So right there, go ahead, escape out of there for a second, but just to verify there, that 94 billion. Right here, this is actually then the 2017 year. So it's the change divided by 2017. So if we go down, we just do an equals. We go up to that, the 6.3 billion divided by, and then we go up to that 94 billion. We've done that before and hit enter. Looks perfect to me, Ben. How about you?
You know, I'm not quite satisfied yet. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this over to 2017, a little Control-C when it was on 2018. I'll hit enter on 2017.
Ooh,
So we got it.
I like pasting over the Control-R, but they both work.
I know you do.
Yep, that's
but
okay.
I like going the other
You're driving the bus. You can do it,
All
man.
Right, thank you. So then I'm going to highlight both of these so we fix them both at once. Unless you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that, man.
Again,
totally.
holding the shift key and the left arrow just to go back. And then for this one, well, dollar was Control-Shift $, comma was Control-Shift 1 or exclamation point. The percent, Control-Shift
5%. We missed that one. 5%.
That's all right. And the default goes to 7, but in this case, I might want more decimals, right? Because it just says, 7%. Which year is better?
Alt-H0, baby.
All right. Alt-H0. You're true. It works.
That's right. So now we can see it. So that's how we just kind of do it. We have the rest of the ratios already populated for you. And now what we want to do
in
is...
case you did want to see us do that maybe 5 times, just go ahead and rewind the video and rewatch it.
That's right. Absolutely. Now let's go into that cell. It's going to be, was it I7? Is that
I7.
where it is right there?
Yep.
And we want it to automatically kind of tell us how things are working. So we're going to use an if feature here. So I think this is our first time with an if. I don't use these a ton, but when I do, they're really cool. So type equals if, open parentheses.
And actually, what if you type if, and you see there's the blue is on the if, and I take my down arrow, I can do if error, if NA, ifs for multiple. Anyway, we're just going to do if. If you hit the tab button, it opens it up for you. And is that a huge time saver on if? No, not at all, but on longer formulas that can help.
Just kind of get used to it, So equals if, open the parentheses with the tab that Ben just did. Arrow over to the 6.7%.
Is that going to be our logical test?
Yep. So, the logical test is going to be if the 6.7%, now do the greater than sign, and then arrow over to the 6.9%.
Okay.
So if 6.7% is greater than 6.9%, or basically current year increase in revenue divided by compared to prior year increase in revenue, if that is greater, then do a comma, and then in quotes, I want you to type in better. So put in a quotes and then type in better.
Good. And as I'm doing this, you can see when I hit the comma, we moved from our logical test to value if true. So what that means, the test Boz already explained, right? If 2018 is greater than 2019, well then what do we want to have happen? That's the first section here, value if true. So after we hit the comma, we go to value if true. So it'll say better for us.
Yeah, but I mean, we can just look at this. This is not going to be better. The growth this last year wasn't better.
This? Does this only work one way?
No, actually, you can do a comma. And now what if this is false? How about the word worse? So in quotes, why don't we just type in worse?
Worse.
Quotes, close parentheses, and hit enter. And just to kind of, prove that it'll work, would you just hard key, go to the 6.7% and just hard key 10% there. We're not going to leave that there, but hit enter, it shifts to better.
That is so cool.
Kind of fancy, yeah.
Actually, if statements are really cool. I love these things.
Yep. Totally. So, all right, you're off of that. Let's copy that down now to gross. So go on top of it.
Just did a quick Control-Z to undo my 10%.
Yep. Gotcha. So Control-C it now. Now I do like the Control-C, Ben. And now go down to gross profit percentage. That follows the same rule. So hit Control-V. So this is worse also because that went down. Go to days receivables, and let's hit Control V on that one. Now let's look at that one a second. All right, so we've got days receivables. It went from 7.6 to 7.2. I don't think that's in fact worse, Ben. We're collecting our receivables quicker. So we've got the framework of our formula, but how do we have to change this?
Well, I think we got to change around. Well, I guess we could just change these quotes. That's kind of a long way to do that. An easier thing to do would just be to flip this sign. So instead of G17 being greater than H17, let's just delete that and use a less than sign.
Nice
work.
Nice work.
You agree?
Yeah, I'm with it.
See what I did there, where you say we could do it this way, but we're going to do it the faster way.
You made me nervous for a second, so
that makes me even happier.
Control C it now, and then paste that same formula with a Control V down for days inventories. Again, days inventories went down,
lower
so
is better.
That's also a better thing. Now let's go down. We have 2 more left. Go down to the current ratio and paste it again. Okay. All right. So the current ratio went down, and when we've talked about this, and this is really beyond the scope here, but a current ratio going down, if we're to look at that one, what's really happening there is that's getting more aggressive. All right, if the current ratio is going down, so what we need to do is we need to change. What do you have, a less than there?
I do.
Yep. So instead of it showing better as an example here, when it goes down, that's getting more aggressive.
Okay.
Low current ratios are just, generally considered more aggressive. Some people might actually teach them as bad. We don't agree with that. That's beyond the scope here.
So should I leave worse in there then? What's the alternative to more aggressive?
How about more conservative?
More
instead
conservative.
Of worse.
Okay. More conservative. There we go.
Yep. So current ratio, go ahead and hit enter. Current ratio goes down. That's more aggressive. And now paste that down to the debt equity ratio. The debt equity ratio went up, and this is the inverse. This means we have more debt compared to equity. So this one is going to be more aggressive here then. So we have more debt compared to equity. So I want you to just change that signy thing there again.
That signy thing.
Yep.
The alligator, you mean?
Yeah.
Change around the alligator.
Whatever you call it.
Alligator eats the bigger one.
That's right. So now we've got a financial ratio analysis, and it's always telling us if it's better, if it's worse, wherever we're at. And now, Ben, we are down to the final little tip that we're actually going to teach them.
Do you want me to play music again?
No. I don't. That Alexa thing makes me nervous.
But I'm afraid that she's listening.
Gonna hurt her feeling that way. Now, there's 2 things that we could do here. If you could just go up to the top ratio. All right, go click where it says worse for that increase in revenues. Now, if I want to shade this to help this pop in an analysis,
throw some shade on it.
Throw some shade, man.
That's what the kids say.
That's what the kids. So maybe I want this to be red. Like green light is go, red light is bad. So this is worse. So you could go up to the fill first, and then just click on that fill and select like a red shade, and just say that's worse, right?
That does scream bad for me.
But now what happens? Go ahead and hard key change the 6.7% to the 10%. Now it's better, but it's still red, so that doesn't make sense. So undo that with a Control Z, and actually undo that shade with a Control Z as well. Let's do something called conditional formatting.
We're going to hit one of them.
That's right.
All right. I see this conditional formatting up here, and if I click on the drop down with my cell highlighted,
I'd probably select the whole column here.
You want to do all of them at once?
I think I would. Yeah, I'd just click on I.
Sure.
So
we'll do it that way then. All right. So conditional formatting, and there's a whole bunch of different ones we can do. We can do a new rule if we want to customize everything. We can put little icons, maybe a green circle, yellow, or a red circle. We can do various color scales, red, white, and blue, or green to red with some yellow and orange thrown in there. Data bars don't really apply in this case.
I like the highlight cells rules personally.
You want to do that one?
Yeah.
All right. Which one do you want?
If a text contains, so go to highlight cells rules. If the text contains the word worse, all right, then I want, it just kind of, it's the first one that comes up.
Populates
and show the drop down box in case it doesn't automatically pop on theirs, but the light red and the light red, right?
Yeah. And you light red with the dark red text.
Excuse me,
and
light
you could
red
go
with dark
yellow, green.
Yep.
Say switch it to green, right? It's
Don't
right
switch
there.
this one. Let's switch the next one. We'll show them on the next one.
All right. So just hit OK.
Hit OK. Yeah, but there you could do it.
There we go.
So now it's all highlighted. We're going to do 4 rules here. So we're just going to do this 4 times. So let's do a new one.
Conditional formatting.
Formatting.
Highlight cell rules. text that contains.
Let's change it to better now. If it says better, now let's go do your green thing.
Do my green thing.
So scroll down to your green thing.
So I'll hit OK. And you can see already, now that I've typed in better, that this one on the screen has gone to green. And there we go.
Yep.
Boom. Wait, should we do another one too?
Yeah, I think if it's more aggressive,
Are you feeling aggressive? Is that green?
No, I'm pretty chill today.
So you want that to be red?
Let's just do red. Aggressive, maybe a little bit more. I don't want to say aggressive is bad. There's not a perfect color for it. We're just going to pop it in there. But if it's aggressive, let's also put red in there.
Sure.
That implies a little bit that it's bad, and that's
Red's
not fully
an aggressive
accurate.
color.
It
That's
is.
fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Maybe we could do blue though for the conservative one.
If you like, I don't know.
We don't have any more conservative, but if we did,
well, we're going to change one of them to show how that would work. Actually,
Okay.
Yeah.
So which one do you want to change?
Put in just put in your final rule first. So yeah, let's go ahead.
Conditional formatting one last time. Text that contains, and we're going to say more conservative.
You spelling it right?
I hope so.
And you can choose the color, Ben. We can do it green, or if you want to do like a
custom format here, I'm going to do a blue,
sure.
a light blue.
If you like that, go ahead.
All right.
Yep. And then just to test that one out, so go click OK. Change the current ratio just to 3 or whatever you were going to change it to.
100.
Yep. More conservative.
More conservative. Look at that.
Perfect, huh? Did we cover everything?
Well, let's double check just to make sure. I had to Control-Z that.
Yeah.
Although I do like the blue. Anyway, let's go back and check. We know how to do currency, comma, and percentage formats using shortcuts. We know how to increase or decrease the decimal with the shortcuts or using these increase or decrease symbols up here. We know the if statement, and we know conditional formatting. Man, do you have any parting words? This is it.
Thanks, everybody. If you tuned in this long, you lasted longer than I did.
Or your professor assigned it to you.
That's right. So that's it. That's all we got. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into this Microsoft Excel video tutorial series. We've also got narrative PowerPoints. We've got podcasts. And
I had a 30-minute goodbye speech planned.
Go ahead. I'm going to go take a nap.
The time you already said thanks for tuning in. That means we're done. I get it.
That's right. It's been a fun run, Ben. Good job, man.
Thanks, everyone. It's been great.
See ya.